Suljovic back in Riesa and back where it all began. This incredible journey he has embarked upon on his PDC career takes him back to the Saxon Arena, because it was here on this very stage in 2016 where he made that all-important breakthrough. After that abundance of missed opportunities in semi-finals, he reached the final here. On not only that, he went on to win it. Suljovic, a man with 5 PDC titles to his name nowadays, after winning in Denmark earlier this year, where he overcame Peter Wright, Adrian Lewis and Simon Whitlock amongst others. And it's also worth noting he overcame Ryan Joyce as well. Maybe a good omen for the gentle. He is a big fish in the world of darts these days. It's relentless against the gentle. A bit of a mismatch this. It's Barbie Girl against Tina Turner. I still can't get my head around that, by the way.
I'm not talking about it, Rob.
And Ryan Joyce has this record of successfully negotiating first-round matches on the European Tour, but he's never won a second-round match. Will he break that here? It's a tall order, Paul Nicholson.
Ryan Joyce is a serious player, and having the experience of playing Suljovic previously on the European stage is an advantage for Ryan Joyce if he's going to get the win tonight. But Suljovic is in some sort of form this year.
First leg, Ryan to throw first. Game on.
Got to say that Ryan's style is very unorthodox, but sometimes the unorthodox can be absolutely sensational. All you got to do is look behind him. That's what Mensur does. He's about as unconventional as it gets. But Mensur tonight wearing new colours.
Is he?
Slightly different shoulders, a bit purple going on.
140.
He's looking a bit more iridescent than usual.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. We'll verify that in due course, but I'm not so convinced by that, Paul. I'm not going to take issue
45.
with you, obviously. But
is this the away shirt?
Could be.
It's usually a bit more black and red.
Yeah, he's got that one as well, but I've seen that before.
Unless he's left his purple jocks in the wash.
58.
Tweet us.
Yeah.
Let us know. I'm absolutely convinced that Mensur has
60.
worn this attire before. Anyway, whatever he's wearing, he's a class
You're looking
act.
very convinced, Rob. I'm probably wrong. I haven't seen him in this shirt personally before.
Yeah.
It is quite bright. It does go with the stage. And Mensur he arrived around 10 to 5.
133.
Around about 4 hours ago, straight on the board, having a chat with Jelle Klaassen and just getting on with his routine.
81.
What I have to say is that fabulous practice facilities here in Riesa.
Yeah, boards are plenty.
Massive room, boards spread out, perfect place to focus. I've got to say, arguably, it's the best practice facility on the tour.
96.
Well, it's a big week this for Mensur Suljovic, because of course he's got this, and then he's also got the small matter of the defence of his Champions League title, one of those 5 PDC titles to his name that I
100.
referred to at the very outset of this match. But he comes into this one a little bit refreshed, because he opted to skip the Dutch Darts Championship in Maastricht last week. He was an absentee for that one, having made the semis in Hildesheim, where he lost to James Wilson, quarter-finalist in Hamburg and a winner in Denmark. It's been a really good summer for him on the European Tour, if you ignore his second-round defeat by Adrian Lewis in Gibraltar, but that was against a 2-time world champion, so we'll forgive him that one. Quarter-finalist in Zwolle as well. Ryan Joyce here with a 116 checkout on the bull. That wasn't part of the plan, but relentless living up to his name.
Yeah, he wanted 60, 16 and tops, but it's the beautiful thing about treble 5. Sometimes it can give you another poke at something, and
70.
it did just that there. He had to switch down to 51 and bull, and he got it. Managed to hold through against the odds, because Suljovic was all over him in that first leg.
95.
There are things about the Ryan Joyce game that I can't understand, and
Apart from Barbie Girl as well.
I can't get that either. His darts lie flat. His last dart in that last visit, he understacked it on a flat dart, and I don't get how people can do that. It's against physics. But Ryan is not the kind of guy who goes up there and thinks about physics. He is what I would call the northeast chizzy. There's a treble there, get it hit.
100.
There's a double there, get it hit. And he does it very well.
Finds the treble 20 again. That one's low.
100.
I remember the first time I ever saw Ryan Joyce play darts, and he's from my old stomping ground of the northeast of England, and I heard Chris Dobie and all my friends up north talking about how good he is, and he came to Lakeside and he played against Dennis Nielsen in the prelims and took Dennis Nielsen to the cleaners, and I realised just how good he is. And then he was only just edged out by Wolfie.
140.
Since then,
He requires 69.
he had a really good year on the BDO circuit, winning the Gold Cup, which is a very, very good tournament. And he then joined the PDC, and the rest is history. He's a big threat.
30.
He could be a threat here as well, because Suljovic has missed double 16. He is unconventional on the finishes. Now, where's he going to go for 70? 18s?
Yep. That was the Simon Whitlock route to 70 earlier on today in his win.
Not again.
Wow.
Double 6.
64. And he requires 32.
He's not going to miss this time. And there's the proof in the pudding. 2 holes of throw and 2 very strange legs so far in this game.
Ryan Joyce, you know, almost emulating what he did in the first leg there by going the unorthodox, well, not obviously through his own choice.
100.
Having to go the unorthodox route.
Yeah, I think it's worth talking about the technique of Ryan Joyce, actually, because he addresses the dart in front of his right eyebrow, and he's a tall lad, he's a bit of a lump.
60.
And he actually drags the dart downwards, and that's why he gets the flat angle. So he addresses the flight on his eyebrow with a slight, he almost points the dart to the ceiling at an angle, and he drags the dart downwards. That's why it lands so flat. And he likes the darts to land on top of each other, but like I said earlier, he's got this uncanny knack of being able to get them underneath. I don't know how.
43.
Worth just illustrating or pointing out that yesterday Joyce came through against Gabriel Clemens 6-5 in his opening match. It was a match that produced 11 legs on throw, and effectively Joyce held it in the decider. Clemens played really well at times. He hit 5 180s. There was some really good power scoring from the German, and
85.
in the end it was Ryan Joyce's nerve that got him through. He was very good on his finishing yesterday, 6 from 10 in that win, an average of just under 94,
58.
or 93 and a bit anyway. But he was given a really good workout by the German, and as I said, he's had this sequence now where he's managed to negotiate his first round match on all 3 occasions on the European Tour, or all 4 occasions now on the European Tour so far this year, but he's never been able to take that next step. Now, admittedly, he's played some really good players in those second round matches. Mensur was one of them in Denmark. Michael van Gerwen he came up against in Hamburg when we saw that 9-dart leg, of course, from MVG.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Mervyn King was his conqueror in Zwolle.
He's not bad either.
And now he's got Mensur again. So, Ryan Joyce, can he take the next step? It's 1 apiece here.
Ryan, you require 86.
Treble 18. Single 18, is he looking at the double? We've got to ask the question. Oh, it's double 7 then. Double 7. And these are the kind of things that Mensur would gobble up. A lot of people in the world go bull on 115, but he's going up to the 60.
Well,
Treble 19 and double.
I was just going to say, Mensur's accustomed to double 7, of course, having
59.
well, given his modus operandi on double 40, if he ever comes inside, which is a slightly rare thing. Double 2 for Ryan Joyce.
On the third leg, Ryan Joyce.
And again, he gets there in the end.
Game on.
Plugs away. Suljovic is just measuring this game up, I feel. He does have to break Ryan Joyce, and that's a perfect way to start your throw. When you lose the bull in the back room, half an hour before you take the stage,
45.
you have to break your opponent. It's in your mind as soon as you lose the bull. You say, okay, I've got to break you at some point. And there aren't many games where there are 11 holes of throw.
140.
Well, Mensur went 5 deep there in a 9. But we did see 11 holes with Max Hopp and Steve Beaton earlier, and
60.
Steve Beaton has tweeted that he was pushed all the way, and he did pay very good compliments to the crowd here in Riesa, who have been exceptional this evening as far as the order is concerned.
Yeah.
47.
Well, it was this time of year last year that was productive, or fairly productive, for Mensur Suljovic. I talked about the success in Cardiff he had at the Champions League. He'll be defending that title in Brighton, by the way, but he had that first Pro Tour title at the City West Hotel in Players Championship 20. That was a significant step for him as well.
I'll tell you why that's significant, Rob, because
98.
everybody turns up to that. Van Gerwen turns up, Barneveld turns up. Everybody is there because they're in prep for the Grand Prix.
95.
The Dublin Pro Tours are the strongest tour of the year, and for him to win that one, that's a statement.
The only title he's won in Germany was the World Series event, the German Masters World Series event in Gelsenkirchen, in front of that record crowd when he beat Dimitri Vandenberg in the final. Double 18 is eventually found, and Suljovic levels at 2 apiece.
I was just about to say, that was a small crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We've already talked about playing darts on Mars. Well, playing darts in an enormous football stadium in front of 20,000 people, I never thought I'd ever see that. And Suljovic was the man that night. And that was a long day of darts too.
Yeah, it was. But he's a man who's had success in many countries. 5 titles to his name. So he had Gelsenkirchen, he had Denmark, he had the success in Ireland, he had that win in Wales in Cardiff, and of course, well, he's had the opening success in Riesa as well.
So he hasn't won in England yet.
He hasn't won in England yet.
Curious. There are a lot of players on the circuit who pride themselves on the fact they've won in different countries. I myself have won a Pro Tour in Australia when we used to have one. And won in England as well, so they're my 2.
And you think with Suljovic he'd have bagged one in Austria by now, but he hasn't. He went close this year, but I'm sure that's on the to-do list as well. The bucket list for Mensur.
I know Jamie Caven's very proud of the fact that he's won in Wales, in England, in Austria. I'm sure there's another couple as well. He's won 7 Pro Tour titles, Jamie. If you're watching, Jamie, hope you're well.
60.
Look forward to seeing you in Dublin in a couple of weeks.
47.
These 2 guys will be in Dublin also. Now, Ryan was going for 57 for treble 18 for double. And these 1-2-1s, Mensur's taken these out a few times.
Yeah, look at him, he's prowling. He can't wait to get to the hockey here. Mensur he's ready and waiting here. He really fancies this, and this is a great chance for a breaker throw. Joyce is waiting on 73, but Mensur might well be in the mood for this. Just look at this now. Well, he's going to have to do it the tough way, but it's not difficult at all for Mensur Suljovic.
I wish I could read his lips sometimes.
Not quite sure what his gripe is.
I've never seen a man so disappointed with a 1-2-1 on the ball.
It's just a little show of the high standards he sets of himself. I think he feels as though he's being sort of held up here a little bit, and he's saying, that's what I needed, that's the moment.
Well, that was a Roberto Carlos. I've never seen it. You see on the right-hand side of the double top, there's a big puncture mark. It's left its mark, that shot. Never seen a dart player with a run-up, though. That'd be something to watch. There's not much stage space for a run-up.
No.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, it'd shake. With Mensur, he bounds around. 12 dart break, a 15 dart hold.
100.
And there's just a little bit of daylight between the 2 now. It's just one break. That's what Ryan Joyce needs to keep reminding himself of. He can't afford to lose sight of that.
93.
I've already compared Corey Cadby to John Daly, saying he's the John Daly of darts because he's the wild thing. Who's the Happy Gilmore of darts, Rob?
Can I get back to you?
Of course you can.
140. On your 134.
Well, that's Dan Dawson as well. Get his input on that one. 134. He was looking for the treble 18.
84.
And that'll do, because 50 will give him choices when he comes back. How much pressure can Suljovic, the 2 seed this week, put on him? 140 perhaps.
100.
Ton's going to have to do.
50.
18 for double 16 coming in to get within one.
Yeah.
You show the 7th leg, Ryan Joyce.
Nicely done. Didn't want to get into the trap there of allowing Suljovic to nick another one on the break.
Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Well, let's get the folks involved at home, shall we? Why don't you tweet with the hashtag IDO18 at PDC Europe, at official PDC, or myself.
Yeah, firstly, let us know, or just reassure me that I'm not going mad. Mensur has worn this shirt before. That's the first item on the agenda.
And who's the Happy Gilmore of darts? We'd love to hear your input, and we're really glad that you could join us this evening on a Saturday night. It's been a fabulous tournament so far, and I'm really intrigued to see who's going to go on and take this title. The end of the Grand Prix race is tomorrow. We will have the confirmed field tomorrow, but it's all about who is in the field for the last 16 over the next 3 games. Suljovic is in charge here. Peter Wright and Ryan Searle next, as we mentioned. Then to finish up my game of the day, Gurney Marjanovic. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, and Mensur Suljovic is keen to get off stage fairly quickly as well. Ryan Joyce had an extremely outside chance of making the World Grand Prix, by the way. He came into the weekend with £25,000, $750 on the Pro Tour Order of Merit, so needing a run to the final at least. But
it's not out of the question.
It's not out of the question.
Going the last few weeks.
60. Royal record 127.
But he needs to find something here, and he may well do. Bullseye. Oh, well, he has found it. It's a break of throw on 127 and a 12 dart break as well. Maybe, just maybe, he will make the World Grand Prix.
Game on.
He's trying to do a Ricky Evans.
Wow.
Have an absolutely abhorrent walk-on song and make the final. It's Baby Shark last week for Ricky Evans. And this week it's Ryan Joyce with Barbie Girl. It's just... I don't understand this game anymore. As much as I love it, there are things that I just don't get.
Well, Ryan Joyce had 5 perfect darts either side of that leg. He had 3 to finish off, 2 perfect darts to start off here. And this is for a 5-4 lead, and you suspect a 15-dart hold here could well be enough. Suljovic has broken with 12 darts already. Needs to find something similar, one feels.
Yeah, Ryan Joyce just seems to be keeping Mensur at arm's length at this point, and he's put himself in a very good position. Let me look at 17s here. Yeah, perfectly done from Ryan to leave 170. And Suljovic has got to be crafty from 302. He's going to have to stay there now. 60 needed to leave 170 himself. Only just over the top.
170.
So, Ryan Joyce has a little bit to work with here. He's got, well, 90 points to find now.
105.
He's been putting pressure on Suljovic the last 3 legs. Big time. Very impressive stuff from the Geordie.
85. Ryan, you require 65.
Options here.
Where's he going to go for 65? It's been the topic of the weekend.
Yeah, well, he's gone treble 11 for double 16. What a route to glory that is.
Ryan Joyce.
Now, who mentioned that yesterday?
Well, Chris Murphy, put that in your survey. That's the proper way to go. That's the pros way. It's for the guys who like double 16. That's what it is. And Ryan Joyce likes it even more now that he's got a 5-4 lead against the second favourite.
Wow. 5-4 lead thanks to that 65 checkout and the 127 checkout on the break beforehand. He kicks off with a ton 80, and Mensur Suljovic is just gasping for air here all of a sudden. He looked to be in a great position at 4-2, but all of a sudden Ryan Joyce really is being relentless now.
Absolutely right. Crowd trying to get on the bandwagon of Suljovic and give him something to work with, but Ryan Joyce is strangling him right now, and this is what Suljovic needs. Perfectly timed from the Austrian. It might not be enough.
It might not be enough. He's still not down to a finish. It was all he could do for the time being. But Ryan Joyce has fired in 5.19s to trim 2.25 down to 1.30.
So smart, Rob. So smart from Ryan Joyce to leave 1.30. Gets one treble. He will guarantee a match start.
You require 130.
Can he find that one treble? Yes, he can. 50 away. Ryan Joyce has hit the bullseye already today, but he's not hit it there, and he was not far off.
Pursed his lips as if to say that was close.
It was.
Suljovic has a chance. 20 in tops.
Oh, well, double 10. Oh, wow. Double top, double 10. Mensur Suljovic. We talked about players being unorthodox. Mensur just being Mensur there.
Well, if this is a football match, it'd be Unorthodox United against Unorthodox United B team. There have been some strange darts in this game, and it's been so much fun to watch. Great performance from Joyce, averaging just under 99.5. Suljovic on a 96 average. But can Suljovic somehow get over the line here?
100.
It's a battle of the one treble visits in the first exchange.
I mean, we talk about it time and time again, the fact when you're in a best of 11 encounter, first to 6 race, the fine lines and the fine margins are accentuated to the nth degree. And we've had so many already in this one. The 1-2-1 checkout for the break for Suljovic looked to be a turning point. He held. But then the 1-2-7 checkout for the break of throw back. Then the 65 checkout using the treble 11. Then the missed bull.
Ryan Joyce has just made a huge mistake from 309. Got to go 19s first on 309. You get a single, 260s, leaves 170. I think in that spot you've got to think about trying to leave the finish because Suljovic is scoring heavily here.
Yep.
140.
Yeah, he's stolen the darts in this one.
And now he goes 19s. He needs at least one of them. Those trebles, that is. Gets one. Another one would be great.
Yep.
160 left. But Suljovic has got the upper hand.
He has. He's got darts to work with here. Treble 18 would leave the bullseye, but he can't find the treble. And Ryan Joyce will return looking at 160. And you just suspect there may be another twist, another turn. Mensur's just taking his time here.
Treble 18 he needs.
56.
I think there was a 9 there from the Austrian. What a way this would be to finish the match. It's not going to happen. So Suljovic is going to come back for 68. And 60. Under pressure circumstances, I think he'll go 60 for double 4. And if he gets to 20, it'll be another 20 for double 14.
Yep. That's the insurance policy. 48 away. Yep, there we go. Double 14 for Mensur Suljovic. And the insurance policy pays dividends for Mensur. What an outcome, what a performance, and what a match that was.